Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, right. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. uh, Pop this out. Yep, that's good. Huh? Oh, let's see here. Yesterday, right? Yesterday was something. Yeah, this guy didn't man up. He didn't had the fucking balls. You know, I was even giving him the first place, right? I literally stopped at 30,069. But yeah. And by the way, I'm still searching, right? I'm still searching for a very good, when I say very good, right? Uh a really good emulator. And I'm not gonna lie, right? For some other games, like you have Game Loop, right? BlueStacks, Nox, and they perform on very different game, right? But yeah, the problem would be this game fucking sucks to the point that whatever emulator you are using, it just fucking sucks. It really truly is. Like uh I am really cringing at the fact that uh whenever I try to do LB grind points, right? LB farming. And the fucking FPS is so fucking unbearable. And yeah, also I forgot to do slammer. Very, very bad. We made a very dumb decision. I forgot to do slammer. Didn't got this. Well, and also, everyone, right? Please do not forget to get this final points and don't forget to claim this, right? Like whatever level you are in the season pass, free is free. Like, you know, you don't have to criticize it because it is free, right? So yeah, like let's see here, 16,000 points. This 3, 6, 9, yeah, about 56. And by the way, a lot of you might say, right, like I should open these boxes as well, but if I'm really honest, right, like sure, I really need this green weaponries, right? But the biggest problem, like for me, okay, the biggest problem is maintaining how do I keep up with the loot. Because for example, right, very good example would be I need weapons. What about the fucking armor? And at the end of the day, I'm either what? I'm either gonna disassemble them, but disassembling them takes a lot of time. Like for example, imagine playing the game, opening the game every 20 minutes just to disassemble your items. Like that is your only purpose, right? By the way, instead of yapping, like why aren't you even trying to play the game, right? That's not you're not gonna be very successful if you're just standing here, doing nothing. Ah, shit. We got... Yeah, these are fucking shit. And I say they are shit. By the way, guys, these are the only place you can constantly get this unique items. Yo, welcome! Welcome back to the stream. I forgot a lot of things, but yeah, I'm really not joking that this is the only place to constantly get this. Like, sure, you can trade with the chap, right? But trading with that guy is fucking expensive. Why is it expensive? Well, let's go. It is a huge decision, right? Because you're basically saying, do you need motorcycle parts? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, but essentially my whole day, right? Pretty stressful. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I'm basically preparing my papers, because eventually I'll go to the US, take my state boards. Yeah, yeah. Me going to the States is also a gamble, right? If I don't pass my exam over there, then it's fucking game over for me. Yeah, but don't worry, man. As per usual, we gonna clutch it up. And for the people that left early yesterday, right? This guy didn't had balls. I literally stopped at 30,069, which is a huge aura in itself. uh, I did level 2 abandoned shelters. How was it? That's a yeah, I mean, we are all grinding, if I'm being honest. I wish that all of you would have really grinded as well. I mean, every time there is an Undertaker Decayer event, it is a... think of it as a leisure reward, right? It is the most... I'm not saying basic, and I'm not gonna say very, very rewarding. But if you really know what you are doing, definitely you are gonna profit from this event. Like, even using green AKMs, right? Yeah, you're gonna benefit from this event. By the way, I'm not a really huge fan of using the basement. I don't know, like supposedly I should. I'm running out of space above my shelter, right? Yeah, I really should, but what I hate is that again, whenever you try to do shit in this game, it just makes the game more laggy. Like for example, I'm going out, it's going to have another animation. Like, see? You're like, every time you do this, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. But yeah. And also, for the and also, by the way, don't ever build this, okay? You don't have to build this. Because this is just for a second, basically an expansion. Yo, the only reason why you're despairing right now is because you haven't actually done anything. You know, actions speak louder than words. But you know what? at least at least there isn't any actual location to gamble, right? If I remember correctly, in Last Day on Earth, there is a somewhat of a casino, like an actual fucking slot machine, if I remember, right? So yeah, thankfully there isn't. But again, like all of the rewards are already a gamble. Every time you open some items, right? It's like a slot machine in this game. But at least you're opening a reward, right? And the drops from the gas station in Last Day on Earth is a fucking shit, man. Like you're spending what, 1,000 caps and you get nothing. Look, a fucking boomstick. And what else? See. And by the way, if you are consistent with this game, right? You're always gonna get 2 legendary weapons. That is always a guarantee. A very massive door. By the way, this is Arnold, right? Arnold Schwartz. Almost got baited, right? But look. This is what I meant when I say it is very fucking expensive. Like, sure, you can get up to 3 parts, right? But look how expensive this is. The clear bloody tears, you always get 5 from defeating Carnifex, right? For every fight with the Carnifex, you get motorcycle parts. Like, sure, it is RNG as well. But at least you are actually progressing. But at the same time, if you don't have unique ally gears, are you even progressing, right? So you need this. And also this one, Torrid Butcher's Skull. Make sure they only cost 1. And I mean, sure, this one is pretty worth it. Oh, yo, if you got Rachel, right, at 4 stars, at least you can use her at abandoned shelters. You can definitely get rich from doing that. And also this one, the laser lens. You get this from what? You get this from, if I remember, doing arc bosses. So yeah, none of this. Yeah, none of this 3 are cheap. They are super expensive. And I think, right, my opinion, I think if you ask other veteran players as well, I don't think they'll ever be buying anything from this. Ever. Like, unless what? Unless you finished motorcycle, which is kind of cringe, because to get even more shit, right? You need the motorcycle, because those motorcycle locations give the best loot. But yeah, also Torrid Butcher, probably the most rewarding, but it takes 5 days to actually cash in. Yeah, today by the way is the reset of Arc, which fucking sucks. I started Arc recently and I'm stuck at floor 18, and today is reset day. So all of my effort was for nothing. What a joke, right? Wawa weewa. Yeah, we actually got this. This is my first time getting Ongun's Legacy. Increase critical damage from Undertaker weapons. I think you can use melee. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. But oh my god, if it works with melee, you know what that means. I think a lot of you could piece 2 and 2 together, right? Yo, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, are there any bosses that are weak to acid? I would say no, because eventually the most meta would be this one, but you won't be getting the 30%. But if you're actually mad, right? If you're fucking insane and you try, but yeah, again, the problem with bosses that are weak to acid, right? They have an ability to one-shot you. What are those bosses? Risen Farmer, Diode, right? So yeah. But still, really good gadget, if I'm being honest. Really good. It is my first time seeing this. 100% it's gonna be put in the I'm never gonna be touching that. Never gonna be using that gadget. Yeah, let's see here. The rewards itself, pretty plentiful. Anyone can agree, right? Anyone can agree. We even had nanites, right? Amazing. Is it only acid? If it only drops acid, then that fucking sucks. I need one more look. You got an acid bazooka. Yo, acid rocket launchers are fucking good. They are one of the most goated rocket launchers in the game. And I know a lot of players might say, oh, but we don't actually use the fucking bazooka in this game. Oh, but no. Again, these weapons right here are really good, and just because they aren't used that much doesn't mean they fucking suck. you know. And again, there is a lot of players, right, that say, oh, this fucking bazooka sucks, oh, this fucking shit sucks. Again, you're not even using them to the fullest, or you're not even trying to have fun with the game. They're not even experimenting, and they're always gonna be saying, "Ah, that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks." Right? Like, I just want them to have a fair judgment. And by the way, it's really good that we got this chemical reactants. But yeah, this is the second time we got nanites. And in my opinion, acid nanites, I don't need acid nanites. And yeah, I don't even know where to put this. Yeah, actually we have. Thank God. Thank God for this. No. It speaks. It speaks for us. 5! Like, how much fucking loot does that shit contain? Wait, I think we have 1 armor. See? like you're never gonna run out of fucking guide sets. Like, holy shit, brother. Like, there's no way. Also, back then, right? Back then, even though the Decayer were such a popular event, and they keep repeating it. Like, for example, right now, in the current state of DOZ, we get 2 or sometimes 3 cycling events of Decayer events every year. And back then, right, this Dambala revolver was really coveted. It had good damage, it crits well. Like, look at base damage, very fucking good. The attack speed is fucking bearable. Like, on paper, it really is good. But right now, but you know, back then, really back then, you wouldn't have a lot of these type of weapons. So right now, I am really grateful that we finally have an abundance of this Spas, this Serpent's Bride spike gun, and even this Dambala revolver. Right now, what I really hate right now is a lack of what? This one. This gun, this Frenetic Soul Taker, can benefit more from this Omen's Legacy. It is practically its drum magazine. It really is worth it. It really is. If you know how to play your cards, you're gonna profit. When I say profit, like, you only need to use electric AKM. Like, what? Like, no cap, you can use this. AKM voltage, you can use to kill the twins with this. Right? And since they are giving you a lot of anti-acid armor, like, what the hell? Damn. Wait, we got the goated. I needed this, the Serpent's Chalice. Yeah, I need a lot of those. And if I'm being honest, right, I really love I love these grenades. Whenever you see me do warehouse or slammer, right, you see me using this. It is really good. And by the way, if you once you have a lot of these, like, sure, you can craft this as well. Like, where is it? Like this. Though it is expensive, right? It is expensive on iron sheets. And for someone that doesn't farm black powder, yeah, it would be expensive, right? It would be expensive. I'm not gonna lie. But again, once you have the capabilities, right? This is a really good grenade. Like, can you quick show journey for what? Can you quick show journey for decoration? You mean the recipe? Like this one? And by the way, once you have this decoration right here, instead you're gonna get gold for some reason. Like some reward, sometimes they give you a whole ass uh helper. Let's see here. Others, events. Yeah. And by the way, these grenades right here are also very good, but the problem is they are pretty rare, and you only get this from watching this ad. Yeah, it sucks. Oh, each decoration and their function. Okay, okay. I can show it to you. So this one, incoming acid damage is reduced by 10%. Pretty fucking goated, if I do say so myself. Like, if you have 4 of these, you have 40% reduced acid damage. And by the way, if you're struggling to fight the twins or even Plague Bukor, this can really help you. So, for example, I have 3, right? That's 30% damage reduction. And then we have this. Incoming damage is reduced by 4%. Really, really big. Even I only have 1, but 4% is massive. So that's 4%, right? What if you add this one? Incoming boss damage is reduced by 15%. If you add this 15% plus the 30% acid damage reduction, if you still die from the boss, like you actually need to play a different game. You have to play fucking Roblox or Club Penguin if you're this bad. And this one, firework cannon, damage dealt by explosive throwing weapons and rocket launchers. Yeah, this one increases the damage of grenades and even rocket launchers. And by the way, 5% is huge. You can have 4 of these. See, you can activate 4. That's 20% of extra bazooka damage. 20%. And yeah. Next one. This is pretty hard to get. The Brotherhood Pennant. Right? The reason why this is rare or currently very hard to get in the current state of the game is because you have to kill how many, like, yeah, let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 100. You have to kill 500 Carnifex to get this. Yeah, I'm not joking. 500 Carnifex in the slammer. Like, not in one sitting, right? And that's gonna take you a lot of days to even build this. And the reason why it is so hard and so rare, like, look, 15% damage dealt to charred enemies. 15% in this game is fucking massive. Like, look at this. The critical damage is 30%. This is already fucking huge, right? Right? 15% damage. And by the way, there are stims like in the game. Like, for example, like this. Increase direct damage to charred by 20%. I've been playing since the release of the game. Since I was in early high school. I've already graduated from college, so you already know. You do the math. But yeah, for example, look at this. Increase direct damage to charred by 20%, right? 20% is really, really huge, right? But it only lasts for 10 minutes. I think this also lasts for what? How many minutes is this? Yeah, I forgot. And also, getting this activation material is also very hard to get. So yeah. Yeah, let's see here how long. I think this lasts. And I also, yeah, this is very expensive. But yeah, if you have that 20% plus this 15%, how much damage are you dealing with the boss? Wait. So if we do basic math, right? 20 plus 15 is what? 35% damage. Now imagine doing that much on a certain boss that is very hard for you. Especially floor 36 or prime, right? And what else? There is also Rat King. Yeah. I mean, yeah, very basic. And also this Great Lion Guardian. This one gives you massive health buff. 20%. And again, guys, if you have a lot of damage reduction, right? If you have a very high armor plus damage reduction, why does this 20% matter? This 20% matters because it can really clutch up. Yeah, see, people are actually surprised because and by the way, this cannot stack even if you craft multiple of these. And also, you can't even craft multiple of this because it is so hard. Like, remember, 500, right? 5 fucking hundred prime. No, not prime. Carnifex. And maybe on those 500 massacres of Carnifex, sometimes at the very end you may face a prime Carnifex. Like, imagine doing tongue hunts and randomly you get to fight a fucking prime Carnifex. And look, I even have the Paint for Brotherhood pennant. What is this Paint for Brotherhood pennant? So yeah, look, this cost paint. You get 3 every time you open a Carnifex box. And by the way, this paint back then was pretty fucking useless, and I deleted a lot of this. That was fucking dumb of me. And I know a lot of veteran players as well have also deleted their paint. But yeah. But guys, this 20%, why does the 20% matter HP wise? Well, if you look at the other, like for example, look at this. This is reducing their damage by another 20%, right? These gadgets or even buffs right here can help you survive fighting hard bosses. What else? Like look, this ornate egg increases your maximum health by 10%. It's 30% HP. Again, if you die on a certain boss with an additional 30% HP and another 30% or 50% damage reduction, you should really change career. You know? Also this one, the tea table, thirst rate is reduced by 7%. You know, this is pretty basic. Even though this is pretty basic, right? Sometimes that hunger and thirst in this game can be really annoying. Even if, what is the even if? Even if you finally max this skill. And also, yeah, the thirst and hunger in LDOE is also fucking insane. Like, you get hungry so fucking quick. I don't know, maybe your character in Last Day on Earth is actually diabetic and you need to fucking eat every 2 minutes or so. But yeah. Oh, by the way, most of the Triad things, decorations that you see from here, you can upgrade this. Like, for example, this Great Lion Guardian, you can, if you craft 4, then you can craft this bigger one. So yeah, like, let's see. Yeah, for example, this one, decreased hunger rate by 7%. And then yeah, this one, this is hunger and thirst. Triad is such a goated event. Why? Because Triad has a lot of fucking good decorations in game. Like, really goated. Like, look at this. This is the Serpent's Tree. This is what I have, right? The 10% acid reduction. You can upgrade this into the Great Serpent's Tree, which, what? Reduces incoming acid by 50%. Like, holy god damn. And look, the Great Sun Tree as well. If you manage to build 4, you can combine them into a Great Sun Tree, which reduces incoming fire damage by 50%. Now, this is really big or huge, especially whenever there is a Decayer event. Why is this huge? Like, on plain paper, right? On everyone's perspective, like, if you don't have those damage reductions, all of this flame arrestor are gonna be deleted in one fight with Decay Cardinal. And by the way, I only have 10. I only have 10 flame arrestor. So that actually speaks a lot of volume. Next, we have the throwing weapon damage, Basalt Gargoyle. And I think, yeah, this gives 3%. And also, by the way, this is also a very hard to farm. Like, look, Triad tokens. You get this from Windbreak, Desolated Hollow, and Yellow Zones. But this is so fucking rare. Yeah, this is so hard to get. And also, the throwing damage is really, really good at what? On some build of meta builds. That's why you see me using this. Yeah, this one. Increased throwing weapon damage by 17%. And by the way, there is one legendary grenade that deals more damage than a legendary weapon. And what is that? This fucking tree right here. This crystal tree. Like, look at the damage of this grenade. 1106, right? And look, increased damage to aberrations, and injured enemies gain vulnerability to grenades. And yeah, they're all very expensive, 1920. Uh-huh. I don't have any food. And by the way, to test out your grenade, guys, yeah, don't be afraid. Yeah, you can throw this. I don't know if a lot of players know, but you can actually throw grenades without costing any amount. Like, look, 7. It's still 7. This is just to check your damage, right? And their effect. If you're still not sure, and again, guys, every grenade is different. They have a different radius. They have a different effect, different damage. Sometimes other grenades crit, some don't. Like, look, this has a better range. And from this description, right? It says what? Increase the speed of use and increase damage to aberration. So what happens if you throw this multiple times? So basically this is, yeah, look at this. It stacks 3 times, 4 times. And every time I use this, you can use this even more faster. See? Literally 0.1 second you can use this. And it's gonna deal much more damage than any bazooka or shotgun in the game. So for example, if I throw a regular grenade, it's gonna be like 2 seconds or 3 seconds cooldown, right? See, 3 seconds. And by the way, if you use different grenades, the cooldowns are also gonna be different. So for example, I throw this, you can just change. Okay. But yeah, this is by far the most strongest grenade in the game. And by far the most very useful grenade. That whichever enemy you use this, they are going to die. But again, the problem with this is that to get this, you have to actually visit abandoned shelters. And for me, going to abandoned shelters is a pain in the ass. Like, I don't even want to visit it. Like, for some others, right? Like, damn, that's very rewarding. But for me, that's just a pain in the ass. Oh. Again, another big tip. This is a huge tip. So for example, I have this serpent's tree, which uses the triad ritual candle, right? This also uses the candle, right? What else? I think I have some even more trees in my base. Oh yeah, what the fuck is this? I have another tree? Yeah, fucking another lightning tree. So this uses even more triad candles, right? So again, guys, if you want to have a bunch of activators, like for example, you need this triad candles. The more decoration you have, or the more decoration you put in your base, the more what? The more of this drop rate. So that's why, in my case, like right now, the reason why this doesn't drop a lot for me is because I only have 3. While this one, I have a whole bunch. And next decoration, we have this. Periodic fire damage increased by 5%. And by the way, this is really huge. This can go up to 20% if you have 4 of these decoration. And again, Decayer, Triad have the most goated decorations in the game. Very usable. And also, this one, Decay Torch, you can also use 4 of this, and weapons durability loss by 20%. But only Decayer weapons. And the reason why it really matters, there is a huge amount of Decayer weapons in the game. Quick review for Claw in the Cage. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. The Arc Extractor. So basically these ones are pretty hard to get. You would either have to defeat floor 36 or fight floor 30 multiple times, like a lot of times. But yeah, if you can defeat floor 36 easily, like you're farming them daily, sure, you're gonna be able to craft 4 of these. And what do they provide? They provide the most OP buff in the game, which is the Kite Stimulator. increases the chance to deal critical damage by 5%, which can go up to 20%. So basically, this is a critical hit. It makes you crit a lot, right? And that lasts for 30 minutes. And by the way, guys, sometimes I know you would see a lot of players that do boss runs, right? You would see those crazy fucking transitions where they kill a fucking boss within 5 seconds. I can guarantee to you, using 4 of these is already overkill. Instead, you only need to use 1 or 2. Why do I say only 1 or 2? Because at the end of the day, those players that make those videos are what? They are already using Harley or Ghost, which is what? Increases your damage and crit hit. And what does Harley do? Increases your critical damage. So, using this, which is very hard, also, even the activators are expensive, right? Using this as a very rare resource, right? You might as well just use only 1 or 2. Yeah. No need to use 4. The only reason why you're using 4 is if what? You are missing Ghost or Harley. But I think 65% of the player base has Ghost already. Or even they have Ghost plus Harley together. Like, the reason why you're playing DOZ and the reason why you can fight bosses is because of these two. Like, any tier list doesn't matter. If Ghost and Harley just exist, you know, we all good. And, you know, maybe fucking Child of the Beast if you really love melee in this game. So yeah. Next we have no, we have this. This is the Statue of Hope. You get this from Hawk events. The generic 4% fire damage, right? Like, you can have 4, but you can also transform this to make 20% fire damage. Also, guys, don't be confused. Like, for example, this gives 4%, right? You might be thinking, oh, what if I use the Decayer that increase direct fire damage by 20%? You shouldn't. That's fucking dumb. Why is it a really dumb move? Well, if you use this and this together, the other buff would be deleted. Like, look, upgraded decorations effect replace common decorations instead of stacking up with them. So for example, if I use this and I trigger this other decoration, this buff would be missing. So yeah. And the only reason, right? The only reason why, look at this. Where is it? Let's see if we can actually find. But yeah, look at this. Yeah, so the reason why you can see installed 50, installed 1 to 50, installed 10, installed 1, installed 2. The reason why it has a limit, right? Like, for example, very best example are this event decorations. The reason why they have a limit of 50, like that much, is because, for example, you're doing one Slammer run. I mean, one warehouse run. You use one of these. At least you have another one, right, to use for Slammer. And by the way, the reason why you would also want to build multiple of these, again, just so you could have a much more drop rate of activators. And again, if you use this, right, if you use this decoration right here, you can't use this every 30 minutes. If you use this, you have to wait the whole 24 hours. So yeah, better to build another big decoration for buffs. Now we have this decorations. To have this decorations, you have to pay premium. Yeah, like you must be surprised, like wow, there's actually a premium decoration in the game. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but yes, these are very premium. When I say premium, yeah, you're never gonna get this unless you put some money into the game. And by the way, what really sucks about this is that these activators, right? You really have to put levels into your Citadel Corps mission. Because if you don't, you're never gonna get any of these activators. See? Like for example, I'm only 1 day and this is gonna be what? This is gonna expire. And look at this. It doesn't drop any activators, right? So I really have to bust my ass and have it at 3,800 or even 6,400. So yeah. At the same time, yeah, you're paying for a premium. And by the way, this critical chance by shotgun by 8% is very huge. A huge buff. Right? So imagine all of the other buffs as well. And if you have this, it all adds up. And again, guys, now next one, this is also from the other premium decoration. Maximum electric damage. It is regardless if you're using melee, direct, or even periodic. But all of your electric damage is increased. Now, the reason why this is massive, right? 4%, you can build 4, you can activate 4 at the same time. You have 16% damage, increased damage by electric. The reason why that is pretty huge, like look at this. Try to find a decoration, right? Try to find a decoration that increases your damage to electric. None. Literally none. There is no decorations for the electric element unless you actually bought this on premium. Like look, very racist, right? Like they have, what else? Where is it? Increased critical chance by pistol. Yeah. I don't think. Oh, and by the way, we are never gonna get this turkey shed anymore. This is deleted from the game. But yeah, let's see. Oh, look at this. We have decorations that buff acid damage, right? Like 20%. Pretty fucking insane. We have a damage buff for fire, right? 20%. What else? Yeah, there's no electric. And by the way, a lot of you might say, but we don't have a cryo decoration. Yes, we do. We really do. We have this and Santa's Helper. Increase periodic cold damage by 5%. Yeah. We do. We really do. And what else? Playing this game on what's this? New Year, yeah. New Year event. you're going to have the opportunity to craft this. The reason why this is so important, right? 3% attack speed is already big. And you can activate 4 at the same time. That's 12% attack speed. And yeah, that is over the top. It really is. And sometimes, for example, like this, I already have this 20%. Yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes even having this, yeah, sometimes even having this is, how do you put this? How do I put this into word? It is a really, it can really motivate you. Yeah. Like for example, right now today, if I want to fight some bosses and I have this, instantly a huge damage buff, and that's for 30 minutes. Most of these buffs, right? And by the way, some buffs increase the amount of time. Like for example, right? Where is it? Yeah, we can activate this. Like for example, this one. This goes by 59 minutes already. A 7% thirst rate decreased. And like sure, you can also use your bike. Why not, man? Why not? And what does this give? Significantly reduce your thirst rate, right? But again, guys, if you have multiple buffs or decorations, sometimes if you add this, or if you activate multiple of the same buffs, they will increase the amount of time before they expire. Like for example, again, this is for 1 hour. If you add another buff, it goes up again. So yeah, decorations are really what sets every account in the DOZ. If you don't have any decorations, probably you can't kill any bosses. Like sure, there are people that challenge themselves without decorations, but that is the whole point of the game. There is an event, you have to craft a decoration to help you with what? You have to craft a decoration for the next event. That's how DOZ works. Before you fight any big boss or end game bosses in the game, you have Prime, Cutter, Rat King, whatever else in the game, right? Even Butcher, Torrid Butcher. To make the boss fight much more easy and efficient, you need this type of buffs. And why do you think I have so much Black Strider? Right? Yeah, that is important. The game is about efficiency, but you also have to grind for it. So you know, it's all about eventuality in this game. Yeah, you're gonna hear me say eventuality. You're always gonna hear me that the game is all about eventuality. Like for example, this one. This is from the previous event, right? From Easter. Critical chance by pistol by 8%. If you played Easter, right? And then what? You're gonna be able to craft 4 of these. And that's 32% of critical chance by pistol. And don't get me wrong, there are a huge amount of good pistols in the game. Regardless if they are legendary or specialist. Like really, there is a huge amount of pistols in the game. Really, really huge amount. And they are very, very good. And they can help you kill bosses. You know, like for example, yeah, this one. This is my very first Double Fury revolvers. If you don't know, I am very happy to have this. Because you know, like for example, look at this. Increase crit damage by 180%. And you have the 32% critical chance buff. You're always gonna benefit from the 180% crit. Same with this Do It 2 device. Increase damage by 50%. By the way, yeah, I'm showing you the weapons that you can kill Plague Bookworm. I think I have some over here. Yeah, let's see. Look, see, there are even more pistols in the game that are massive, like they deal massive amounts of damage. Now this is the perfect versions, right? Yeah, see, these are still considered pistols, type pistol. And even this pistol again. A very huge amount of pistols in the game, which are what? Very massive, that can carry you onto different bosses that you might have a hard time. Next, we have Triad, the pagoda. As we all know, right? This is the most broken decoration for Ark. Once you have this, farming for floor 30, floor 18, floor 24, yeah, you're not even gonna need any heals if you have this. Yes. This is if you have 4, right? Like for example, I only have 1, right? And that's how OP this is. You only need 1, but if you activate 4 at the same time, you can't die at Ark unless you are really that bad. But yeah, very OP. It restores health and it blocks hunger and thirst. So yeah, that's how OP this this decoration truly is. And if I'm being honest, yes, I had the choice, right? I had the choice to craft the pagoda multiple times, but I choose not to. You know, at least to have a little bit of integrity. Because I also want to enjoy a little bit, you know, even though I don't want challenges as well. If you have this, it is an actual cheat code. Like, you can never die on Ark. And next, we have this. Yeah, it's true. Oh, and by the way, down to my very last decoration, which is this. Damage from bows and crossbow, 4%. Again, you can craft 4. You can activate 4 at the same time. You have 16%. I know there's a lot of people don't like bows and crossbows in the game, right? Like, even though you don't like bows and crossbow, like, this type of weapons in this game are also very, very good. And by the way, for the people that haven't used this Hephaestus crossbow, it has a very good durability. If you are dealing a lot of damage, definitely this can last the whole slammer run. Yeah, I can guarantee. I've used full buffs with this Hephaestus crossbow. It definitely did last the whole slammer run. Yes. That's how good this crossbow truly is. And also, and I know some of you, right? The game isn't just about decorations. Like, I know, again, there are other people that promote bullshit such as fighting floor 36 without decorations or allies. You are fucking dumb. You are making the game hard for no reason. And by the way, you have decoration and allies because that is the whole structure of the game. Like, the whole difficulty of the game entirely depends on what decorations and allies you have. It isn't the old DOZ where back then we didn't have allies in DOZ, right? So yeah, every boss fight was balanced to a certain point. When I say balance, you can practically kill any boss with random bullshit. But right now, you need, that's why we always use Ghost and Harley. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So yeah, remember this, but 4%. If you have 4, that's 16. 16% crossbow and bow buff if you have this ally at level 81. No, 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 no. If you have this ally at level 61 only, you're gonna have an additional 24% bow and crossbow damage. And again, guys, you really don't understand the amount of damage this type of buffs provide. Yeah, I mean, to put this into perspective, right? Like yeah, we can activate it. It's true. Yeah, we can activate it. So yeah, let's see here. Base damage of this crossbow is 1086 to 1328. See, 1000. Yeah, 1000. If we have this ally, an additional 20%. Is it really 20%? That's 20. That's 24. Yeah. Now we're dealing 1,500. Do you see the massive difference? Right? 1,400. 1,300. We are now dealing... What is 1,300? Now, I know a lot of you might say, what the fuck is that damage? Look at this. This deals 1,600. We all know this is a very OP melee, right? And this deals 1,500 without the crit, right? And look, melee 640. What else can we... Yeah, you know what? Let's compare this with a sniper rifle. Now this deals 1,600 and this 1,000. See, like at the end of the day, this Hephaestus crossbow deals more damage than this Last Confession Ventoris. Look, 1,800. Yeah. You really want to... the reason why we have this type of decorations and allies is because this is to give you a different perspective or playstyle in the game. Just because you don't use them doesn't mean they aren't strong. Look, see, the crit is 2,345. And we're dealing 1,400, 1,500, yeah. And if we have... Remember this. Remember that. 1,500, right? We use this. We use 2. And look. The duration also increased. Now it's 8%. Amazing. And plus 20%. Wait. Now we're dealing a decent amount of 1,600. We're dealing the same damage as the sniper rifle as this one. Yeah, this one. Wait, fuck. See, 1,669. See, we are 1,700. That's not even a crit. Let's see the crit. 2,490 is the crit to beat. $1,600. It. Does this even crit? 1,700. 2,900. See? 2,800. And by the way, you are not impaired. Like, look, you got this from a sniper rifle. While you're using this, you can move freely. 2,600. See? Amazing. Amazing buffs. Amazing weapon. Again, sure, you need this specific type of built ally, right? But it adds to your player experience. But what else can I show you? Where is Strap? By the way, this character right here, increase crit damage from bows, crossbows, and weapons with silencers. And we all know how much damage, how we would always want crit damage from this. So again, this character and Mara gives silent weapons such a very good option. So yeah, don't stop experimenting with the actual game itself, because you're gonna see people that are gonna be using the same weapons over and over again. Or for some people, right, they would what? They would just disassemble this. But yeah. Yeah, really, really good buff. If I'm also aesthetic wise, they look good, right? Really good aesthetic wise. Especially in this nighttime. And then this one. This is from this event, right? This, you can only use this once? Shit. Well, anyway, at least you can use 4. That's 20% Undertaker damage reduced. And by the way, yes, for the end time, you can use this for the boss. You can use this for the twins. A lot of people might produce misinformation by saying, "Oh, but it doesn't say it reduces boss damage. It only says Undertaker." No. Bosses, right? Bosses in the game are also classified as what? They are classified as a bandit, they are classified as an elite, they are classified as an Undertaker regardless of they are elite, they are classified as a Chard. The reason why this damage reduction works for Plague Bukor and the twins is, again, they are classified. Like, why do you think, right? Why do you think this super hard to get decoration has this 15% buff, and then they're just gonna make some random bullshit that this isn't gonna work on floor 36 or Prime or any other bosses, right? So it's dumb. So yeah, as long as they are what? They are of right label. As long as they are charred, regardless if they are bosses, elite, as long as they are charred. It's the same with Undertaker. As long as they are labeled as an Undertaker enemy, they will have a reduced amount of damage. And by the way, same reason why a lot of people are using Harley. It's because reduce incoming damage by Undertakers. right? That's 26%. 26. And if you have 4 of these, that's another 20%. That's 46 fucking percent of damage reduction. And by the way, I've just been explaining some shit for an hour, right? That's 46% damage reduction. If you have this, and if you have 40, you have 4 of these, that's another 40%. That's how much? 86% of damage reduction. I mean, sure, it's acid damage, but technically, they are always doing acid damage. So yes, all in all, that's 86 fucking percent. And by the way, yeah, this is 30 minutes. Yeah, really, really good. And now we have the helpers. These are decorations that are what? Sometimes that you can use every 30 minutes. Some others they don't. Like for example, like this. You give him maps, and this one always drops a guaranteed legendary. So as long as you've been visiting red zone or yellow zone at least 10-15 times per day, every day you have a guaranteed legendary. And it's the same process as what? As long as you are disassembling your weapons and gears, that's an additional 2 legendary. So that's 3 legendary per day. Now we have the snow friend. I know some of you might say this is fucking shit. Allies deal cold damage, ally damage bonus is increased. The reason why this specific helper is pretty amazing. The ally damage bonus is massive. Like imagine if you are fighting Butcher, floors, is it correct? 25 to 30. Yeah. And even Cardinal. Like this alone helped me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is such a broken decoration. Like all of your allies, and by the way, if you're fighting Cardinal for the next event, Harley deals cutting damage with 0 element. This changes into ice, and this amount of damage gets doubled or even tripled since they are weak to that element. Pretty amazing. Really, really amazing. You know, that's why, again, if you already have Ghost and Harley, why Ghost and Harley? Look, Ghost doesn't have an element, so of course, this is gonna hit pretty hard on bosses, right? And what do we have here? We have Frost. Even though Frost is good, again, if you have Ghost and Harley, no, it's not Decayers. It's not. It's gonna be Dark Zone or Hawks. That's gonna be, if ever, I think it's gonna be Dark Zone, Hawks, and then what is yeah, Ice Cargo. Yeah, I remember. So it's either gonna be those 3. But yeah, look, Lieutenant Frost, right? Even though this character is really fucking good, 64% crit damage. Alright? Yeah, I only need Ghost Harley. Ghost and Harley plus this. Instant dead. Cardinal go bye-bye. But guys, the only downside of some helpers, right? You have to wait for 24 hours. Like for example, this. We have to wait 24 hours to get this guaranteed chest. It's the same with this. You really have to, what's the word? Calculate. Like for example, oh, I've been playing the game at 12 p.m. I need to activate this now so that the next day I could use this in the next boss run. But yeah, very good. But there is a caveat, right? Not all helpers last us 24 hours. Some helpers like this can be activated every 30 minutes. Now this type of helpers, as my dog, calm down. This type of helpers, right? Every 30 minutes itself is already a huge buff. But the only downside of this type of helpers is what? The boosters are so hard to get or super expensive to buy. So yeah. But again, guys, these type of boosters, like for example, like this, you rarely even use this. If I'm not gonna lie, for end game players, they're gonna be using this for Arc 36, Cutter, and Rat King. And you know, if you're doing something for Cardinal or even Plague Bukor, like if you're experimenting, it's better to use this. If ever, this is the most efficient way of saving your meds or even armor. So yeah. And also, again guys, probably this is one of the goated, we all know this, the drone base. Holy shit, what happened? I thought we can use it every 30 minutes. You may dispatch a drone once every 30 minutes. Yeah. That's... Yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes this one gets mixed up. Yeah, sometimes this gets mixed up. Like for example, this one, you can use it once a day, but in reality, you can use this every 30 minutes. So yeah, don't worry. Sometimes this can be really confusing, but yeah. Imagine every 30 minutes you have a periodic fire damage, and that periodic fire damage is massive. Also, another very hard to get. Yes, if you are very lazy, right? If you haven't been visiting yellow or red zone, you're never gonna... Oh, yeah, you also have to kill them. That's also the hard part. If you are really lazy, there's no buff for you. Same with this. And by the way, guys, I would say participate in this event because this chemical reactant is so fucking hard to get. Like, sure, it is very easy to get if you do Forgotten Graveyard in what? Multiplayer, yeah. FG co-op. If you do FG co-op at least once per day, you're never gonna run out of this. But for a person like me, and I know some of you as well, that don't touch FG co-op, you're gonna run out of this. And this plague cover right here, right? All nearby enemies receive acid damage. Yes, this is also very huge. The acid damage that enemies take is huge. Yes. And for 30 minutes, it's a bang for your buck. Very amazing buff. Also this one. Now this activator right here. Yeah, like look. Where to look? You can only get this activator from Triad events. And again, Forgotten Graveyard. If you don't visit FG co-op, or if you don't manage to kill Bukor at Forgotten Graveyard every single day, you're gonna run out of this. That's why I only have 5. And by the way, even though it says 20% and 30% when your HP is below 30, this thing is very clutch. Again, these helpers or decorations are meant for players that are having a hard time for these bosses. These fucking decorations can mean life and death. Very huge. Like really. And by the way, even if you did grind for the event, guys, please grind for their activators as well. Like, sure, eventually, if you are lazy, you can buy it with gold, but you know, we all know gold is also very valuable in this game. But yeah. And by the way, you don't need to use this for every single boss. Just do use this for any boss that you feel like you're having a hard time. You know, maybe you want to save some durability. And yes, if their attacks miss, it won't consume your armor durability. So yeah, very good. Another good helper. Next helper would be this one, Decay Organist. And by the way, I played in, since the Decayer event is super profitable, I have so much. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really glad I have a lot. And again, you can activate this every 30 minutes. Probably the most broken helper, because you use this every 30 minutes. Like, if you are very lazy, right? You can really use any green weapons. You go to any event, any location, and you kill them. It's like, oh yeah, you can also pair this with the drone to do what? To do even more shit, the absolutely disgusting damage in the game. Also, you know, if you are really a degenerate asshole, you just want to use green weapons with this helpers, yes, you can clear Slammer with this, with green weapons. It's so fucking dumb. And I don't know if you've been watching my stream, but I think I've showed a lot of you. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. The reason why this is at such low durability, I've only used this weapon for the whole entirety of Slammer. And because of those, because of these helpers, I don't even need to use acid anymore. So yeah, very good. Really good. Like, damn, I didn't actually play, you know. I've actually yapped, but oh. By the way, guys. Now, this is one of those helpers that are very niche. If you're the type of person that bought the increased sniper rifle backpack, and if you have this, yeah, you're gonna enjoy fighting bosses with sniper rifles. But yeah, this is just an ally to help you use sniper rifles for every bosses, because as we all know, like back then, right? Back then, the game didn't had any debuffs for using sniper rifles. Like, it didn't slow you down. Like, no 20%, no 40%. You can freely kill bosses with snipers. So yeah, with this, it brings a lot of nostalgia, killing bosses with sniper rifles. But yeah, it really and by the way, the reason why it is so easy to kill bosses with snipers again, remember, for any person that has Ghost and Harley, increased rifle damage by 19%. So yeah, you are also benefiting from this. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. Ideal 1925. 1915. And if I did use Ghost, that's 2000. What the fuck? See? Damn. Huge, very huge. So yeah. And yeah, oh, by the way, you might say we have an armor for the slowdowns of rifle. Yes, you are correct. This one. This 20% dodge chance and remove slowdown effect by rifles, right? This 20% dodge you can add up with this. So yeah, that is truly a perfect pair for fighting bosses with what? With Ghost. Amazing, very amazing. And yeah, that's the only decorations I have. And not to mention this tree, periodic fire damage is blocked. So again, guys, the gadget, the flame arrestor, is so hard to come by that you need 4 of these. And by the way, each activation is 5 minutes. You have to activate 4 just so they could last 20 minutes of no fire damage. And by the way, this periodic fire damage blocked, it can really help you with enemies that explode, especially those running taggers in floor 30, and yes, exploding enemies from fighting Cardinal as well. So yeah, you are, some events, they give you the actual decorations for fighting the bosses, and some events just give you straight up weapons to to use for the next event. And yeah, I think, and by the way, incoming electric damage, currently there isn't any location, right? I mean, sure, there is diode, but you're never gonna get hit by diode until the final 2 HP bars. But at the end of the day, yeah, this is, yeah, you're not gonna need this for diode, because diode just hits you like a truck. You can get one shot, and it's not the electric damage that's gonna kill you. So yeah, pretty counterintuitive. But aside from diode, for the people that built motorcycle, yes, this is gonna be helpful. But again, building your motorcycle takes a lot of time. So yeah, probably don't build this once Triad arrives. Probably build what? In my opinion, right? If you love melee, in the next Triad, get this. Yeah, in the next Triad, build this. But if ever, on the top priority, get this. Basically, if you have 4 of these, yeah, you shred through armor. And another important for Triad is this, the Great Sun Tree, the Great Lightning Tree, and yeah, Pagoda. And again, you can also what? You can also upgrade this Triad Guardian into the Great Triad Guardian. Now this reduces the incoming damage by 25%. But again, the downside from this is that you can only use it once per day. But still, 25% damage reduction. Huge. Because sure, you're only getting 16. Because you can only craft 4. And sometimes, right guys? Sometimes in Triad, you can craft the tiger. I don't know if it's here. Yeah, some decorations, guys, some decorations don't show in here. So yeah, definitely keep a lookout. Yeah, this is basically tight decoration explanation, so I won't need to make any video. Fucking clip this, you know. I'm not I'm not gonna there is no gameplay today. Absolutely just this. And yes, and to be honest, I was doing a lot of paperwork, and I don't even want to actually play the game. I just wanted to explain. Thank you for the other guy that asked for this. Yeah, because eventually I am gonna explain this, and yeah, this was the right time. Oh yeah, final one. Territory Spirit. This only comes up if this is Halloween. And look, these are all Undertaker decorations, right? But you'd be asking yourself, where the fuck is this? Again, some of the decorations can only pop up if the certain conditions are met. So yeah, you don't have to worry about missed decoration, what to prioritize. Basically, for every decoration, right? It just really depends on your playstyle and what do you think is gonna help you. Like for example, like this, increased damage dealt to armored enemies. This alone also helps into destroying floor 36 armor. So yeah, it does matter. It really matters, right? And you might be saying again, some people are forcing themselves to fight those bosses. Like, oh no, if I don't fight this boss, I'm missing a lot of things. No. You just have to wait for the event to pop up, grind a little bit. Yes. Good. You actually made a good choice. And again, guys, if ever, for example, on what I'm doing right now, I have a big tomb credence and a small one, right? You know what? I can't make a legendary tier list, but I can actually but thank you. I can actually say what legendaries to throw away or disassemble. But yeah, thank you. But wait, look at this. I have a serpent spirit credence and a big one, right? The reason why I'm building another big one of these, because think of it as this way. You can only activate it once, right? So basically, you have 20% for what? Risen Farmer. Another 20% for what? Diode. Another 20% for Slammer. So think of it, think of the decorations is if you are really gonna need it, you know? It's not wanting, it's what you need. Like for example, training dummy. This is for triad, right? This increases your melee. Do you even play melee? No, don't make this. For example, this increased throwing weapon damage. Do you actually kill? Yeah, genuine question. Some people don't kill those annoying leechers at Slammer, right? That's their playstyle. They just run over the entire map without killing those. But yeah, for me, I kill those bastards. That's why I have this. That's why I built this. Oh yeah, it really depends. And by the way, there are a lot of decorations that are so hard to get, especially Hawk. Like, you can only have a limited amount of decoration for Hawks, and the reason is it is so hard to get. Which decorations can only be activated? Like most of these decorations, like almost all of this, if they aren't a helper, like for example, like this is a helper decoration, right? This is another helper decoration. You can activate this every 30 minutes. But if it is a generic decoration such as any of these, right? Any of these, you'd have to wait for another 24 hours. And but there is a huge but. The only decoration, the only generic decoration that you can activate within 30 minutes again is this one. So yeah. Rules for D but not for this. I mean, it really puts into perspective how amazing or OP this decoration right here is, right? So yeah. I hope that really answers most of your question. And thank you for joining, Mr. Wojciech Poshwala. Sorry, I've murdered your name. But yeah, if you're still here in the stream, I can actually make a decent tier list or a good explanation for each weapon. I mean, considering I think I have all of the necessary items. Yeah, let's see here. We'll just need to put this over here. Yeah, temporarily, I'll get back at this. Let me just open this final chest. You see? Finally! And, yo, if anyone who's asking me, right? I love this Lamia. I love this Lamia rather than the other version. What's the other version, you might say? So yeah, these are these, for the people that don't know, these are completely different. The other one reduces the acid damage by 15%, and the other one, your enemy receives acid damage. Yeah, I always chose more damage. I don't want any of these non-damaging. Yeah, because I don't even use them. But yeah, but look, I've gotten so much of these. Anyway, let's actually get to the weapons. I know this can be very controversial for some other peoples, especially other peoples love a certain type of gun. I don't blame you. I love some other guns as well. I love playing Borderlands. I'm a fucking loot addict. I love getting loot. First, we have what? Electrics, right? We have this, the Shenlong pistol, and the regular pistol, and the musket. Very good. So yeah. First, we have this spark rifle. At the very you know, the very essence, when the game was in its first stages, right? This was the most OP gun in the game. By far the most destructive sniper rifle in the game, regardless if it is electric. But sadly, it got nerfed. What's the nerf? You got 40% slowed, right? You got slowed by this gun. What else? The base damage got also nerfed. But still, it can still one-shot a lot of normal mobs in the game as long as they have 2500 HP. Very good. And by the way, you can still kill bosses with this if you have the perfect setup. So yeah, very good. And again, highly suggest craft this. And by the way, don't break your Mosin. If it's 1 HP durability, probably the perfect time to craft this. And by the way, to get this, you have to fight Diode Facility. And this is the reason why I don't suggest players over leveling, because the right time to access Diode, Stoker, and Twins is around level 75 or 80, which gives you a lot of reason to farm this boss. Because for example, if you are level 120, right, you're maxed, you are never gonna visit those places. Like, look at me, I'm not able to craft them, right? Because I'm not visiting those places anymore. It doesn't benefit me any. That's why the gun is good, but I won't ever see this ever again unless they give it in Triad. Next, we have the Thunderer. Now, as you know, right, I don't have a lot of these. See, I only have 3 more, and they're all gone. They are, back then, Triad back then used to give this a lot. By I mean a lot, you use this for red zone, you use this for any locations. Yes, they really do give this a lot. Like, back then we used to have 2 chests filled with these. And right now, this is pretty rare, and you already know why this is pretty rare, right? Like, you see me going to Forgotten Graveyard with this, and I'm farming 500, 600 points every 3 minutes. Fucking 3 minutes. Like, imagine pairing up with me, who finally got bored. Like look at this. We edged this guy. We still got first. So yeah. And that was on stream. So yeah, this is still pretty relevant. When I say this is pretty relevant, like, for example, floor 24. After you kill Bokor, there is an aberration, right? Your choices are kill him with an AoE ally, or kill him with throwables. And the third option is using this bazooka right here. As to which, in some occasions, right, this is pretty efficient. And also, it's the reason why it's really good, right? It has a hidden passive. It reduces the attack speed of enemies, and yes, this attack speed reduction also works on certain bosses as well. Yes, and by the way, if you pair this, right? Yeah, the second guy was actually saying, damn, I can actually win this. Where is it? Where is... Yeah. For example, you have Annie Smith, right? Like, look at this ability. Reduces attack speed of all enemies. If you have more mastery for this ally right here, their attack speed are like 0. They're gonna be attacking... For example, certain bosses are melee, right? If their attack speed are so low, they won't even hit you. So if you have this, again, this is a AoE circular attack. If you pair this up with this, I can guarantee you the enemy can't even hit you because of their slowed attack speed. But again, even though you won't use this gun, it's really such a bad time for players right now. Because again, the gun is so good right now, it's super fucking rare to get. Yeah, so the next one, this QBZ, Triad Electric Rifle. But the correct word is QBZ. This is the Grotza. Yeah, they are the same, but the main difference is the Groza is made by the Chinese, and the QBZ is made by the Chinese, and the Grotza is made by, if I remember, Russians or what. But yeah, this one, the QBZ, even though it is a assault rifle, right, with a very low-key high attack speed, I'm sorry to say, but it's kinda the same as this Spark rifle. Both of these got nerfed. Back then, this gun was, yes, it's still the same base damage, 130, 148. Back then, the dot damage from this gun was super high, to the point that, for example, you're fighting twins, right? You'd have infinite durability with this gun. But yeah, right now, it's still pretty decent. But yeah, the major problem with this gun right now is this. I'm going to show you. Like, for example, you want to preserve its durability, right? So you're only saying, I should only hit this for 3 times. 3 times! And look, I hit for 3. It has only 1 electric application. But if I use the Grotza, right now, the Grotza is much more better. It has a higher base damage, yes, a very low attack speed, but it wouldn't matter because look, I hit for 3 times. It may seem the same application, but right now it has a much more better dot application and dot damage. So yeah. I mean, on paper, right? On paper, they should be the same. But yeah, they are usable, but not to the point that they can kill bosses right now. I mean, sure, you can kill twins with this, but you shouldn't be, because it's gonna take you a lot of time. Yeah. Now next is this Shenlong pistols. You might be wondering, wow, pretty rare pistols, high base damage, and it has a special passive. It deals increased damage to enemies in the arc. And yes, it really does have an increased amount of damage in the arc. When I say it does, almost double the damage, which is pretty high. And by the way, this is the recommended pistols for Arc C3. They literally made this gun for Secret Floor Arc C3. And, you know, as we all can agree, right? Floors 19 to 24 are the most annoying floors in the game. Yeah, this can really help you kill those enemies. Very decent damage, very decent attack speed. The only downside being is what? They have shit durability. Every dual wielding weapon in this game has the curse of shit durability. And yes, you can only get this from triad events. So yeah, it really sucks. But right now, back then, this was somewhat of a premium pistol. This one, PM static. But right now, you can easily get this at ARC. And by the way, out of all of these weapons, right, in the electric, this is one of this performs well as the pyro Glock. So yeah, if you already know what's the pyro Glock, they're practically the same. They can kill bosses, they deal massive amounts of damage, they are easy to use. Yeah, you're not gonna have also very easy electric application. Basically, this is on top, really on top of the electric weapon tier list. And then we have another special weapon, which is the electro musket, right? This is considered as a shotgun, right? But since it is a musket, it has the highest next to the highest range of shotguns in the game. So look, I'm shooting from this range. You don't even need me to use any other shotguns. This is already self-explanatory. It deals very good damage, and because of the range, yes, you can safely kill bosses with this. But again, at the end of the day, you're left with two choices, right? You're either gonna use the electro musket or the PM static for bosses. But, you know, again, the electric weaponry are so fucking rare or so hard to get that at some point it doesn't even matter right now. Like, look, I may have a lot of Grotza or PM static, right? But on paper, if I played continuously and fight bosses, all of this are just gonna be gone in one single fight, one single seating. Yeah, that's the entirety of electric weapons. Now, let's go for, wait, there is still one more electric weapon. I know, two more. This two. And what really sucks, right? What really sucks is that I know for the people that love the electric element, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but this sucks. This really sucks. This really sucks. And by the way, guys, let me eat some food. I'm going to show you why this sucks. Where is it? The base damage is 450 to 490, right? The reason why it is such... Wait, I still have 2 more electric. Thank you for reminding me. We have the sunbeam. Yo, where is my other... No, wait, I still have this. Yo, thank you for someone that actually... I almost skipped out some of the greatest electric weaponry in the game. So yeah, like look. Yup. Yup. Look. 450 to 490. And you might be saying, look, the range is good, really good. Okay, this is sniper range right here. And this is, by the way, this is an experimental type of weapon. So, yeah. Even though it says increased durability, perfect item, right? Look at this. Ah, shit. My bad. Look at this. This sucks. And by the way, even though you might say, oh, that's 15,000 in less than 5 seconds. Correct. But the durability from this weapon right here, it absolutely sucks. And the reason why it is on half durability, I killed Bokor with this. I think I've only killed Bokor 3 times, and this is the durability. Forgotten Graveyard Bokor, not Plague Bokor. So yeah, this amount of durability. And on stream, right? I think Kazuhara watched my stream. Like, look, I've used this gun for Bokor right now, and this is only the amount of durability it has taken. So yeah, this speaks a lot of volume. But another but, the only reason why you have this weapon right here is because of the passive. Not passive, the active ability. Charges the target and deals damage to surrounding enemies and stuns them. Yeah. So basically, what you do with this gun is you use this and then you use any other gun. So you see that? You see that entire AoE? Yeah. That is the only purpose of that gun. which really sucks, by the way. Because you're switching. And by the way, guys, this sunbeam, very huge amount of damage. 3,100 to 3,300 damage. And with the gunner charge, 16,000 damage. It doesn't lie. Like, look. See? Fucking massive. Also, the AoE from this is very good as well. What's next? The triple strike. They kind of perform the same. Yeah, they really do perform the same. Look, thunderstorm charge damage. See? Yeah, they are the same. It's just a matter of perspective on what you have. But really, if you have these 2 perfect weapons, right? You can definitely kill Plague Bokor saying that, oh, I have a perfect weapon, I can finally kill this guy. Yeah, use these weapons, easy win, easy kill with Plague Bukor. Now we have this Shango's Soul Taker, right? It has a passive ability. Enemies attacking you will receive electric damage. And by the way, even though this has a decent attack speed and base damage, right? Sadly, the durability sucks. You're gonna hear that from me multiple times. Yes. The very big downside from this electric weapon is the durability. Unless you are playing, and by the way guys, there isn't a lot of decorations for electric buffs, right? If you want to maximize this damage, you really have to buy this decoration. Just to say that. And by the way, do not, right? For the love of God, do not try this at Plague Bukor. Also, this one as well. You are gonna die. You are not gonna deal enough damage using this and this. So yeah, definitely you can live without these two. Yeah, this gun is decent. But for example, on paper, right, without any buffs, any allies, they are already good. And this one, this needs a lot of investments. You need a lot of good ally, you need a lot of shit. And also, what really hurts, by the way, you need to equip an Undertaker weapon, and this isn't even classified as an Undertaker. Do you see how this hurts the weapon? So yeah, it's really a shame. Yeah, it really is a shame. For the people that are asking, what is best to craft? You craft the Great Serpent Soul Taker, Tomb Word, Serpent's Eye, and Ongun's Determination. Definitely skip this Samedis Breath. PSA, all of the flamethrower in the game, whatever the element, it fucking sucks. Yeah, don't even try this on bosses. Don't even try on any location. They just absolutely suck. Yeah. No further explanation. They just suck. Next. Now we have this. The Onyx Assault Rifle. The Onyx Assault Rifle actually deals decent amount of damage. It also deals increased damage to arc. Again, an even better gun, right? But the problem with this is that it actually has a hidden passive. And you're better off, right? You don't want to use this gun's durability. Why? Because of this active skill. Grants the active ability Plasma Shock and leaves the enemies vulnerable to electric damage by for 10 seconds. And yes, this is the weapon that buffs electric directly. So for example, look, I'm hitting this for 3,000, right? If I use the Onyx, now I'm hitting 4,500. I'm hitting for 4,000. See? With this, like, see? With enemies that are shredded with their invulnerability to lightning, right? You're gonna deal massive amount of damage. And yes, if you're only using this gun for its active ability, you're gonna save a lot of its durability, and you're even buffing yourself by using this and then swapping with a different weapon. And see, it's it's a constant high damage. And look, the buff is gonna be missing, and look, the damage drops from 6,000 to 2,800. Very massive. It really is. So yeah, definitely if you're fighting Bokor or any enemies weak to acid, use this first, use its ability, then swap to your main weapon. It's gonna boost your damage. Yeah, that's about it for the whole entirety of electric weapons. And what can we learn from electric weapons? Pretty rare, right? They are super rare. And what happens? They're super hard to get, super rare, and only a couple are good on killing bosses. Next. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, this is gonna be a great video, a very informative video. So it's good that it is being recorded so other peoples could watch. I'll maybe just change the title. Anyway, fire weapons. Next we have fire weapons, which is a whole lot, by the way. A whole lot. I'm not joking. There's a lot of fire weapons. I've already talked about this crossbow right here. Very high durability, very high damage. I recommend a lot of people to use this. Like, give this weapon a shot. Like, even if you don't have an ally that boosts its damage by 24%, even if you don't have a decoration, again, this has a very high damage, very high durability. Very good. And then we have the fire Grotza. The Thunderstorm Aedon. Very explanatory. I hope you're using this for most of your floor 12, floor 18 runs. If you're using this, you're gonna save a lot more durability, especially in meds, and a much more faster clear. Very good. Again, there are a lot of good fire weapons. When I say a lot, yes, very huge amount. But I guess the problem with this Thunderstorm Aedon, sometimes you're not gonna be lucky and you're not gonna be getting this on arc boxes. So yeah, I mean, look, I only have this amount, but yeah, they're very good. Next we have Trial by Fire Rifle. And by the way, as you know, for example, I am behind this wall. Like, you can see my outline, right? Basically, we use this sniper rifles to what? Oh shit, this fucking... Do you see this straight line, right? Remember when I go to Slammer and I say, is this the prisoner? Yes, you have to actually... Weapons that has this straight line effect, you can see the silhouette of some enemies. But yeah, this clearly helps you. And by the way, this has decent... for a sniper rifle, right? This has a very decent durability, and most of the time it one-shots all of the enemy in Slammer and Warehouse. So yes, I mean, you can even use this for boss fights, but most of the time this is much better for fighting the whole entirety of Slammer. You're gonna enjoy this. This also deals what? Area damage. So yeah, you can hit multiple enemies with one shot. Very good. Very good gun. To be honest, you can somewhat use this as a shotgun or grenade launcher. You remember what I'm doing at Forgotten Graveyard, right? You basically pair up all of the entire enemies and then you just shoot this instantly on a single line. They fucking die. So yes, very good gun, very good gun. Highly suggest you craft it once Decayer event arrives. Now we have this, a flamethrower. Again, guys, very self-explanatory. This is shit. Like, if you use this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. For the people that got scammed. And by the way, this is a very expensive weapon, right? You can't, like a lot of people might say, this feels like a brand new weapon. I might try to buy this. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, this really sucks. You heard it from me. And yes, next weapon, the Viper Ifrit. Yeah, it's pronounced Viper. This shotgun right here, just because, right? Just because of its special property, is probably one of the most used shotgun in the game. Like, you don't even need to use any of the fire shotguns. You only need to use this. Decent amount of damage, and by the way, you might think that it has a very shit range. No. It has a very good range for a fucking shotgun. Look at this range. Do you see the range? Like, no, you know what? I know a lot of you wouldn't would be saying, Cap, you're lying, you're not telling the whole truth. Look, I'm gonna compare this with the most shit shotgun in the game, which is this acid shotgun. Like, look, we click this, we're attacking from here, right? We're attacking from here. If we use the shotgun, guess what? What's gonna happen? Yeah. And by the way, this also deals what? Area damage. And yes, this deals a lot more less damage, less range, and I bet for the people who first time used this on Slammer, I think you got fucked. Like, tell me honestly. Because first time you're gonna be shooting this, this deals acid damage, this deals area damage, and then you realize this is the fucking range. And by the way, the reason why you don't want shotguns that with this amount of range, imagine you're shooting, you're gonna get one shot, you're gonna take a lot of enemy skills. So yeah, a pretty good shotgun in the game. And if ever I am kinda grateful at the game, why am I grateful? By the way, this shotgun right here, this Ifrit, the only way to get this shotgun was buying this one back then, right? Back then. So yeah, like, look, see, the only way to get this shotgun is from here. So yes, it is a very good shotgun up to today. The Burning Hail and the Inferno shotgun. What is their difference, right? The difference would be in their durability and range as well. Inferno shotgun, and then this one. But yeah, now this might be a scam for other people. Like, they're saying, oh, this might feel like it deals area damage. No, it don't. No, it doesn't. It's not. And see, look at the scam. A lot of people might get scammed thinking it deals area damage, but no. You're better off using the Ifrit. It deals much more damage, and It deals what? Area damage and high, very high range as well. And the only caveat for this burning hail, right? Remember I said this has very shit durability, right? The reason why it has shit durability is because the game wants you to craft this. Decayer weapon durability loss -5. So yeah, that's it. That's literally it. And what else? Of course, once you finally have 4 decorations, the damage of the burning hail gets even more updated or upgraded because of this. Increase crit damage of Decayer weapon and crit chance. So yeah, unless you are fully cosplaying as the Cardinal, you're not gonna get the full capability of this shotgun right here. Again, at the end of the day, if you don't have the 20 slot backpack, right, the Viper Ifrit is much more better. Next we have this. This is the Decayed Temple Firefighter AKM. Now, this is probably part of the nostalgic guns, the very first noticeable legendary weapons in the game. Does it pale into comparison with newer weapons in the game? I would say so, yes. In terms of durability, right? Even at early games, even on today, this 2 right here can save you a lot of durability. They have high durability and what? They are reliable. There's no further explanation from this 2. It just elevates your account into what? Into finding even better guns such as these. So yeah, I mean up till today, right? Don't lie to me, you still use this Pristine Half-Life and Decay Temple Firefighter. And by the way, again, their damage are even gonna be boosted if you have the 20 slot backpack. And by the way, once you equip this and this, the overall durability, the amount of buffs you get, they're even more better. So yeah, definitely really above. And by the way, there is no contest. This is the most shit legendary fire weapon in the game. Shit durability, shit damage, overall useless. This goes into the what? This goes for the disassembly bench. And by the way, yes, even though these 2 are usable, right? If you already have one at your museum, I suggest to disassemble these 2. Because you only need some in your museum or collection or what. But again, right? If you want to cosplay as the Cardinal, might as well collect a bunch of these or craft this. So maybe you can get a full value of durability, crit and crit damage. And then at the very top of the fire weapons, right? We have the Pyro Glock. This is very self-explanatory as well. It deals massive amount of fire damage, and the periodic damage, amazing as well. Also, the durability, if you are really, really good. Back then, this last 2 to 3 runs per Stoker runs. So yeah, like even right now, it's still one of the best guns, legendary guns in the game. Yeah, and you have this. The Shining Decayer crossbow. All of the Decayer weapons have shit durability, by the way. Their full potential are locked behind cosplaying as the Cardinal. So yeah, if you have the Hephaestus crossbow, you won't need this. It has less. It has less damage. It has less durability if you don't have decorations or buff. So yeah, definitely disassemble this. And this one, for the people that first time using this and maybe thinking this can kill bosses, maybe this is the same as a Glock A Pyro, you might have killed yourself. So yeah, I know some guy that tried to kill a boss with this. You are fucked. You know? And again, I don't also suggest using this gun at Slammer because it has a very low range, right? Very low range. And if you really want to go cheap, right? Even if you cosplay as the Cardinal with the backpack, you're better off using these guns instead of these. This goes at the disassembly bench. And that's... Oh yeah, we forgot. Yeah, that's a good thing. Oh shit. I was fucking afraid for a second. By the way, this one, the Red Dragon rocket launcher. It it still what? It performs as it was back then. Very good AoE damage, durability as well. But the problem with rocket launchers in this game is that they have very little usage. Unless what? You actually taunt multiple enemies in one location and use this. And also the reason why sometimes the damage is super fucking low. Like look, 978 500, right? The reason why I would say it is pretty low, right? Where is it? Look, this one. This passive ability, artillery training, deals much more damage than the rocket launcher itself. Oh man. And by the way, you can also use this in a very long range. Much more longer than the rocket launcher. So yeah, if you use this on a multiple amounts of enemy in the game, that they're dead. Instantly they're dead. There is no contest. And by the way, this AKM volley, up to this day, this still matters. It deserves the perfect label or category. You can also use this for what? Believe it or not, you can kill Stoker and Prime with this. Yes. It really does deal a lot of damage. I know you might say, oh, it only deals 435. I can guarantee you, even with this type of perfect weapon, this can kill Prime. So yeah, that gun is good. Oh, and by the way, we have some honorable mentions in here. Let's see. Yeah, this tree. Yeah, this tree. So this one. All of this Gatling guns. You know what? It's better. It's better to have all of them all at once. Yeah, even this one. All of these machine guns, by the way, they deal the same base damage. Look, 550, 500, what's this? 550 again, and 380. Now, the reason why this is very low again, you already know, right? The reason why it is very low, and also it's the same problem as any other decayer weapon. Even though this is a perfect weapon, it has shit durability just because it is a decayer weapon. You need decoration and you need to cosplay as the cardinal for this to do massive amounts of damage. And also, oh, when I say you need to cosplay as the cardinal, what I meant is with the whole shebang, like the whole fucking armor as well. Why? If you use this armor, you're gonna gain even more damage, and you have the immunity to wield heavy weapons without slowing you down. So yeah, look. High periodic fire damage dot. Right? The only problem with this is this passive right here. Like, sure, guys. This can also kill Prime, but it isn't very fast. It hits like a pea shooter. So the ability is what? The ability just prevents you from getting slowed from enemy attacks, and you gain a fucking shield or some sort. But because of this shield, right? Because of this shield right here, it doesn't give this gun a lot of damage. So yes, it is at the very bottom of the Gatling guns. Yeah, this is broken, I know. But this one, this is fucking good. The Predator Gatling gun. You can use this at floor 31 to 35 and you can defeat what's the name? Forest Beast with this with ease. This has a built-in life steal, so you don't ever lose your any of your HP. By the way, we have to talk about the Hurricane 1 device. This one removes slowdown from these weapons, and enemies within range of 7 gain vulnerability to damage. So yes, on paper, right, this deals a lot of damage. But the downside from this gun right here is that this Gatling gun isn't made for bosses. This is for multiple deleting multiple enemies. So yeah. And by the way, I know we've been talking about secret passives, right? But literally, this gun has a secret passive. But before, we have to use the EGG, the Exterminator Gatling gun. Everyone calls this the EGG or egg, right? This is the most highest damaging Gatling gun in the game. 100% you can kill any boss with this. Cutter, Rat King, Plague Bukor, Floor 36, whatever. Because of what? Because what differentiates this 4 Gatling guns is because of this passive. This one really deals a lot of damage on the marked enemy. Yeah, like look. Let's see once this finally stops. 10 seconds, 61,000, right? Good, 10 seconds. Very good damage. Very good, very good. Now let's compare this with the Hurricane device. And look, it immobilizes enemies. But again, it does not affect bosses. 34,000 only. You see the contrast difference of the two guns damage, right? But again, we have to talk about the hidden passive of this gun. What is the hidden passive? Well, I got you, my friend. I got you. So, I love this gun, right? The prototype D6, it has a modification of Nano Buster. Increase nanite effect duration by 100%. And by the way, that's not the only weapon that has a nanite buster. Weapons like Saiga M Nano Flow have an increased nanite effect duration by 50%, right? So prototype D6 increases nanite duration by 100. So meaning this 3 minutes is gonna be 6 minutes, right? If we use this on the EGG, it's what? How many minutes? Three minutes. Nanite, the weapon deals direct acid damage. Amazing, right? Only 3 minutes. But if we use the hurricane device and we use nanites onto this, what happens? How many minutes do you think? It's 6 minutes. Yes. This gun right here has a hidden passive, a Nano Buster effect, which lasts for 6 minutes on a Gatling gun. So yes, this gun right here has a different purpose, and it's for clearing multiple enemies in the game. It's not for bosses such as these, such as this as well. So yeah. And also this one, the Eternal Liturgy, you have to cosplay as the Cardinal. And what else? This is a very defensive skill, which can also help you. So yeah, but still, that is its hidden passive. Like, you don't see any nano buster from the description or from the gun itself, right? So yeah, again guys, you really have to what do you call this, experiment with the guns itself. Sometimes the game doesn't tell you this, and you really have to dig deep. Oh, and by the way, yeah, we haven't really talked about the final fire weapon, which is this one. Now, this is a much better rocket launcher. I mean, yeah, perfect weapon. Increased damage, reduces your speed, very high amounts of damage, by the way. And if you cosplay as the Cardinal and you use this weapon, plus with the gadgets, yes. On paper, this deals massive amounts of damage for bosses as well. But just so you could have a little bit of damage, right? This is better off using its ability. Yeah, that big amounts of damage, and then using another different fire weapon. And then they're dead. But most of the time, people use this for fighting. After defeating Prime, they use this for the spear. So yeah, that's it. That's probably it for the fire weapons. Very good. Yeah, I think the devs have a bias on weapon elements. From what I can say, right? Ice and electric are the most rare, or the most legendaries in the game, because of they have very much less decoration buffs, right? And because of the and because of the and because of ice itself, the element ice itself, all of the ice weapons, regardless of they are legendaries, they gonna have a very low amounts of damage, raw DPS, I mean. Now next we have acid. Everyone loves acid, right? I love acid as well. So now we have Call of Death Rifle. And because of this, because yeah, they really do have a bias. I'm not gonna lie. They have a bias. Fire and acid weapons have the most amazing weapons stats durability overall. Like for example, this one. Very high damage. Like look at this. 2,000 damage on a fucking sniper rifle. Right? And also, a lot of you are missing the point. Chance for an instant kill, right? Aside from one-shotting some of the enemies in the game, this can also one-shot or two-shot altars or turrets in the game. You know, Slammer has a lot of altars and turrets, right? Yeah, this is a very good weapon. Very good overall. Now next we have the Viper Bite. You can only get this from Triad events. You have this optics, increase damage, reduce your movement speed. But look, this one is what? This one deals less damage than this Call of Death. And the main reason why is because of sneak attack and durability. The Viper Bite has more durability, but it has less damage. But at the end of the day, right? They are practically the same because they are so good. And also, when I say acid has a huge amount of durability, like the best example would be this one. This Serpent Bride spike gun has, you might say, 200 to 268 damage, right? But on paper, for an assault rifle such as these, right, it is pretty decent. And by the way, this has the highest periodic acid damage. Highest. And also, very fast at applying periodic dot. Also, we all know and love this Spas A Cobra. High damage, very good durability, and usage overall. Also, the range from this is good. See, you see how the game is very biased, right? There goes my dog. No. And by the way, there is only one shitty gun from Acid. And you know what? And you know what's that shitty gun? Yeah, sorry for my dogs. It's this one, by the way. Yes, you heard me right. Even though this has the chance to deal increased damage to armor, that chance is super fucking low. That it's close to non-existent. You shouldn't be using this gun. Like, sure, it says 300 to 467, right? But the range from this gun absolutely sucks. And when I say it absolutely sucks, the attack speed from this, like, sure, you are shooting from this distance, right? It doesn't matter. The moment you shoot this guy 3 times, it's already at your face. Like, look at this attack speed. So yes, definitely this is one of those acid weapons that what you put in the disassembly bench. Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. I mean, again, the only reason why I'm not putting the Spas A Cobra or even this spike gun at the disassembly bench is because right now they are very common. You can find them at Arc, you can get them as rewards, right? But still, they are super good. And oh no, there aren't just one. If I remember, yeah, this one, that swarm shotgun, right? Remember, very low range, very low attack. So yes, 100% disassemble this. Now we have the Rat of the Serpent. This, again guys, this deals a very good significant amount of damage, but the problem with most rocket launchers is that you have very little usage of them, because most of the time you're always fighting a singular enemy, like unless you actually taunt them. But eventually guys, once you reach the vulture's lair, right? Yeah, eventually you'll understand why you're gonna be using AoE weapons at the vulture's lair. So yeah. And next we have this. By the way, this two right here, yeah, this two, the Dambalos revolver, right? And this Triad automatic crossbow deals very decent amount of damage, like very good, right? But their only downside of these two weapons right here is their durability. And sure, this pistol crits a lot, right? And this one just deals massive amounts of damage. But yeah, really huge problem with this is that there's already a huge amount of good acid weapons in the game, right? And also, remember, there are food buffs that provide buffs for shotguns, right? So yeah, most of the time you're always gonna be using this shotgun. And yes, the durability of this, even though this was used for killing bosses back then, but yeah, right now it's more of a do you just want to use this? But yeah, if you have a lot of this, disassemble this since you already have a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's really a matter of, am I using this much or do I just want to collect it? And finally, for the legendaries, right? We have, yeah, this should be a legendary weapon. The first time you're gonna be using the Frenetic Soul Taker, you're gonna be saying, no, this should be a fucking perfect weapon. But again guys, the reason why this is so fucking goated, where is it? Yeah, this, nope, this. By the way, this tree right here, they are practically brothers, okay? When I say brothers, this is like a Pokemon fucking evolution. We start with the Undertaker Soul Taker, and then the Frenetic and the Great Serpent Soul Taker. Like, look, increasingly it has an increased base damage, right? But did you know Did you know you can use this? And this increases the 30%. And yes, these guns are the perfect or suitable gadget to use this. See? Yes. I don't need to explain myself, but even with this green version, right? This green version can kill all of the bosses in the game. Even what, floor 36, Gutter, Rat King, Prime. So yes, except for Plague Book or even Cardinal. Even with this just green weapon. Yes, I'm not joking. And the reason why you deal a lot of damage with this is because of its attack speed and raw damage. And by the way, when I say you can kill bosses with this, it takes a lot of practice, but eventually I know some of you will finally get to that level. But yeah. And also, the sound animation from this gun is fucking crisp. Like, you just know that you are dealing a lot of damage. So yeah, there is no further explanation from this tree. You already know they are pretty fucking good. They are at the very top of the hierarchy of acid weapons. And by the way, look, perfect weapons are rank 10. Legendary weapons are rank 10. Perfect weapons are rank 11. Green weapons are rank 7. If you don't know, these are rank 10 as well. So yes, these are very special guns. If you are very poor, if you think that you can't defeat any of the bosses in the game, definitely, I think you have a level 2 Undertaker workbench. Craft this. You're gonna once you learn the secrets of killing bosses with this, you're gonna be so fucking rich. And by the way, to craft this, you need to have this gun, and then you upgrade this for this gun right here. So yeah. We put this back. We put this back. Did I miss any acid weapons? Did I really miss anything? No, right? I covered all of the bases. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Final element. Yeah, you know, I have to end the stream, but you know what? Final element, and then tomorrow I can discuss about... Oh yes! Shit, wait. Wait a minute. You're right. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, this one. By the way, guys, this gun right here is really, really good. When I say really good, it's one of those guns that, you know, it's very powerful, but at the same time, you don't want to use it because, you know, it's so hard. It's really hard. Like, sure, I can craft two, right? But the reason why I said it's the hardest decision of your life is because in terms of practicality, you should want to have a lot of Dance of Death. Like, remember, there aren't any buffs for Tomb Fire, right? But eventually, once you've become loaded with loot, using this on every location will be your savior. Why? Tomb Fire is basically true damage. It doesn't care. Like, for example, I have 6,000 armor. Even enemies have armor like this. Using Tomb Fire, even though they are weak to fire, acid, electric, or ice, you just use this and you win. It doesn't matter. So yeah, definitely get a lot of Dance of Death. And in terms of practicality, really, you're gonna be using this a lot instead of this. Because again, this is so good. And by the way, you can only craft so much. Yeah, it is so good. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it is so good to the point that you'll never be using this. But yeah, you can kill bosses with this as well. Any sniper rifle, as long as you have this guy. This guy. Because it removes the slowdown. Oh yeah, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, thank you. It makes you realize that, again, right? The bias. There's a lot of bias in this game. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, they fucking love fire in this game. They really do. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. They really do love fire and acid in this game. And speaking of, yeah, I even forgot about this. Fire. Well, by the way, you don't use and also this electric one. Shit, they're practically the same. They're twins. They're twins. So yeah, look. To explain this perfectly, okay? This one, this bigger one right here, of course. It is the most slowest thing ever. Think of this melee as what? You can never kill bosses with this because of its fucking animation. Anyone played Last Day on Earth, right? You've crafted the Diablo. Basically, the only purpose of this weapon right here, you just sneak attack enemies and then you one shot them. Yeah, that's literally its purpose. And on this game, right, you know, last DOZ, every time you sneak attack, you lose a little bit of your energy. So yeah, it becomes pretty boring using this fucking weapon. Next, the Shovel of Mercy. Again, look, this is the same. Stealth damage is increased by 50%. Literally, you're just doing this over and over again for these weapons. The only straightforward weapons that you can use, right? Yeah, this weapon has a very low damage. The only straightforward that you're ever gonna use is this, the Samedi Saw and the Samedi the Reaper of Souls. Very high, all of this, by the way, all of this deal a lot of dot damage. What really matters is the amount of attack speed and the amount of attack speed and their base damage. This one deals 900 while this one deals 783. But there are also hidden, when I say hidden, right? Hidden passives. This one, the Reaper of Souls. I think you already know about this weapon right here. This weapon can crit and it crits hard. So your choice of this is, do you want consistent base damage? Again, you can kill bosses with this 1, 2, 3 weapons, right? Do you want consistent damage, or do you want to gamble with crit? Do you want to crit? You wanna fucking one-shot bosses with this crit animation? But yeah, again, sa Medi's Guard Axe, this one, right? Reduces armor durability loss. This is for one of those people that really want to save their Black Strider armor. If you paired this up with some Medi Shield, right? Yeah, your Black Strider armor is gonna what? You're gonna maintain a lot of armor. This deals decent amount of damage as well. But yeah, imagine, right? Imagine that there are already a good amount of acid weapons. Why would you even use a melee weapon? That's the actual point of acid right now. Like, look, even the attack speed is good, right? Acid stacking, and by the way, you have the most fucking rare. When I say rare, it is really, really rare. You have this, and by the way, I don't know where we can even get this serpent cohort stuff. This weapon is so bad that they actually deleted it, right? Like, there's no fucking way to even get this anymore. Like, right? Yeah, you're not gonna get this anymore. But yeah, I mean, even if you did get this, yeah, there's no way. And yes, this is the most rare melee acid weapon. It is so fucking rare. Like, yes, even though this only deals 700, right? Oh yeah, it drops from abandoned shelter right now. Imagine, right? Imagine the most shit melee weapon, and you can only find this in the most shit location, which is abandoned shelters. Anyway, guys, even though this deals 700, right? And this deals much more damage, and this one crits hard. The reason why this is much better, it has a what? It has a better attack speed, better base damage, and what? Oh yeah, also graveyard. Forgotten graveyard, but it's pretty rare to even come by, to even find this. But yes, this is much more rare. This Boreal Claymore. And the reason why this is also functional, right? It has a very high instant kill, like 5%. And the reason why you might say, oh, only 5%, only 5%. I'll show you. Why do you think we have this Lamia's helmet? Yes. You're literally cosplaying as this dude just for one-shotting enemies. And I can't remember an event where we have to use acid weapon, right, for LB. So yeah, unless there is a specific event, definitely I will go full melee at red zones with that. We actually covered that much. And by the way, we finished with electric and fire, right? Don't exist for us in Stoomfire event. Yeah. See? These are twins. They are absolute. Like, look at the base damage. 1007 and 1168, 1007, 1000. They are pretty much the same. And by the only upside from this two right here, they have very good durability, and somehow, right? Somehow, the reach from this is amazing. And also, For the people that haven't experienced using this, you can kill bosses with this. Why? This is a different type of melee weapon. Let me show you why. A lot of people might say, but I deal so very much less damage. Well. Look at this. This is a type is cutting. This is cutting. This is knife and cleaver. This is cutting. This is crushing and heavy. This is what? Cutting, crushing and heavy. Yeah, mostly knife and cleaver, crushing small, crushing heavy. These are at the moment are what? These at the moment are piercing. Like, I know, because for some random people, right? Once they reach this place, they magnify towards weapons that are shotguns, snipers, SMG, and they what? They reset their skills. They don't even level up this spear damage, which is what? A piercing type of damage. That's why you see my damage is pretty fucking huge. So yeah, pretty underrated, but at the same time, guys, doing melee in this game is absolute depression. I'm not joking. For melee to work, it is mandatory to have this sa medi shield. And for melee to work, you'd also have to level this guy up, give him decent amount of mastery, so that he gives you an additional 37%. And for even melee to work, you'd also have to craft this, a rose hip bitter. Like, this is almost mandatory, right? Most of the time, whenever you are fighting a boss, you don't even think for yourself that, this is 10%, right? For ranged weapons. Sometimes you don't even need to use this. That's how shitty melee in this game. And again, the most important thing for a melee build in this game, aside from those gadgets, buffs, and allies, is what? If you don't have the cleaver, if you don't have this, then melee is shit. Absolutely. And maybe except for this, you can kill forest beast with this, and it deals a lot of damage. So yeah. And by the way, yeah, we missed some fire weapons as well. Yeah, look. Pillar of Fate. This is crushing heavy. You're never gonna use this. It attacks so badly. But the periodic fire damage from this, also durability sucks. Again, these are decayer weapons. The name decayer itself, the durability fucking decays so fast, right? So yeah, but if you're ever gonna use melee, use the Incinerator of Sin instead of this. Yeah. Final outtake. Our final... Wait a minute. Final outtake. Final element, right? Before we end the stream is this ice. Again, guys, electric and ice element are always bullied because of their DPS being pretty fucking low. Except for these. The Glock A Cryo is the only exception. And basically, it really is. It really is. I mean, you could say about the Ice Hammer, right? But again, once you have this Glock A Cryo, you won't need this. Like all of this generic ice weapons, the only main difference about ice weapons is this. Ice weapons are literally gambling. This is where Dark Vader shows up when he hears the word gambling. Like look at this. Enhance critical damage and slows down enemy. This one is a bit different. This one has a muzzle piece, extra damage to enemy armor, and it also slows down. So yeah, like literally, like you might say that they don't look different, but if you actually look, like for example at like this, at first glance, right? Like look, at first glance, they're not so different, but you really have to look at the pieces. Like look at this. This is also different. So this only slows down enemies, while this one 10% chance to significantly slow down enemies. Literally. Fucking ice weapons are a gamble. You're literally gambling. And mostly they are mid. For bosses, right? For overall, yes, this one, Glock A Cryo. Like, another exception would be Ice Dragon Sugong. Why? Why is this an exception? The reason why it is an exception, you can use the quiver and this. So basically, this increases the damage and durability of this. So yes, a very big exception, but again, you need a lot of setup to make this work, which is already a pain in the ass for an extra boost of damage. Correct? So that's why the ice element is so fucked up. Like they really don't like this element. And also, the curse of dual Berettas, this is a little much more better than the fire Beretta. Yeah, this one is a little bit better. It has a much more higher durability than this one, but still both suck. Both completely suck. They really suck. As for this, you can kill bosses with this one. But again, once you have a Glock Cryo, you don't even want to think about this. You really don't. And also, it says right here, 20% damage dealt to charred. By the way, what are the enemies? Major enemies. Golden Dragon, which is a fucking human. Decay Cardinal, which is a bandit. Floor 30, which is Decayers again. And the only charred is what? Butcher. So again, very little application. At the end of the day, Glock A Cryo takes the cake. And right, like look, you can clearly see if your specific cryo weapon is better. Like look at this. 2991 316. This only slows down enemies, while this one has an enhanced sight, increased critical damage. Again, ice weapons have such a gamble to them that you don't even want to use them. So yeah, Glock A Cryo takes the exception, and this one, Avalanche. By the way, the main difference between Avalanche and this one is that the Frosty Hornet has more durability and deals more damage. If ever this Avalanche, right? This is just a meme at this point. Like truly, The only positive thing about this avalanche is that it has a good attack speed, as to which you can spam the enemy. But yeah, it has a very weak damage. Rather than this deals a 1000 damage. The Hornet is much more better and has more durability. Ice. Did we miss anything? Oh yeah. By the way, this cryo gun is supposedly a heavy weapon, right? You might think that it also slows you down just like the Hornet. No. Or the Avalanche, but no. See? I'm walking. Look at this. My speed is 60. It's the same as any gun. But for example, if I use this, 40. But look. See? 60. And by the way, it has a very decent attack speed and decent damage. But the problem is, it has a very low dot. And overall durability, it sucks. So yes, don't even try to kill boss with this one. Yeah, don't ever... Yeah, this is just for events. You use this gun for farming for LB points. Nothing more, nothing less. You shouldn't keep this, you know. It's nothing special. And I think I have, yeah, this one. The Ice Shadow Staff. This one can kill bosses. I think I have a video where I killed Butcher with this one. But yeah. It needs a lot of setup, but you know, you can work with this. You can work with this. But yes, there are a lot of risk using this. But you know, it also reduces the attack speed of your enemies. So keep that in mind. By the way, I think I have something in my inventory over. Yeah, the Ice D6 and this one. As you all may know, right? All types of flamethrower in this game fucking sucks. They really do. But this perfect... Wait! We don't have to be biased. We don't have to be biased. Yeah. When it comes to perfect weapons, the ice element finally fucking wins. You have the Ice D6 or the D273. I call this the Ice D6. This deals a lot of huge damage. Very good durability. Look, self-explanatory. 10 seconds. Look at this. $44,000 in 10 seconds. Amazing. And this, you can consider this as a AoE. And by the way, this can one-shot floor 30. Right? I mean, not one shot, but you get the point. It's a very fast clear. But yeah, very fast clear, very efficient, good durability, good damage, good attack speed. This is the very big exception of ice weapons. They are truly winning. And even if this is just a normal D6, right? you have a lot of cryo nanites, and they're practically the same. And by the way, I'm gonna show you something. If you haven't watched me uh one-shotting Butcher, right? The guy has how many health? 165,000 HP. This is the only sniper rifle that is a perfect category in the game. And look, the damage is pretty fucking high, 3,100. Its ability, Ice Crust, grants the active ability. The target receives higher damage and a 50% reduction to running speed and attack. It doesn't matter about the attack speed and movement speed, right? What matters is how much damage do you think this ability deals? Like, look, 47,000 in just one attack. 47,000. God, don't you just love this gun? Like, look, base damage is 3,000, and because you're always one-shotting enemies, right? The durability on this, chef's kiss. But yeah, that's practically all of the elements. But right now, I'm on borrowed time, right? And I haven't had my dinner. Tomorrow we'll make time to discuss bloody weapons, the other remaining elements, and what? Doomfire and normal weapons. So yeah, right now I really have to go. Yeah, I really hope you learned something today and grasp the general knowledge of the weapons and decorations. The pistol one? Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to end this without... By the way, if you use this gun, right, on floor 30, you might think that, oh, reduce damage from decayers by 15% is good. You are correct. Don't mistake, right? But if on paper, right, this absolutely sucks on floor 30. And again, this is a dual weapon. The curse of weak durability. The only day this weapon get buff is whenever there is a decayer event. For some fucking reason unknown to man, right? This ability, Ice Shard, and its normal attack has a super high damage to fucking Cardinal. And I mean, every time they have a sale, they try to sell you this gun. So yes, I think its special ability or hidden passive is having an increased damage to Cardinal. But yes, 100% I can guarantee you, on floor 30, use this, it's fucking garbage. But for Cardinal, right, it's good. For Butcher, I mean, if you're using this for Butcher, I would suggest just use the Glock A Cryo, because, you know, if you have this, you somehow got this from events. Use this for Cardinal instead. You're gonna one-shot the guy. Not one-shot, like, you're just gonna kill the guy super fast with this gun. And again, it just sucks that the gun looks cool, right? It deals good amount of damage. But again, it just sucks that it only shines on one particular event, which is Decayer, right? But still, you don't have to cry about the Decayer, since the value you get from this gun and killing Cardinal And by the way, again, there Decayer and Undertaker usually comes twice or at least 3 times per year. So yeah, definitely one of those guns that you use but only for one occasion. But again, remember guys, this is not good on floor 30 and Butcher. You're wasting your shit. Yeah. And by the way, its ability right here. The reason why its ability deals more damage at Cardinal, right? It's because Cardinal has one of those very high HP. It has times 4, times 5, right? The more times 2, the more this skill ability deals more. Yeah, I mean, it's better to show you. Its charge is 2, right? Meaning you can do this, you can you can literally one-shot Cardinal if he is at times 2. You basically just pang, 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 and then bang, bang. See? With that burst amount of damage instantly, Cardinal would be dead. But yeah, right now, since this is gonna break and I can't repair this, I'm going to put this into my museum. So yeah, tomorrow. And I am a very merciful God. I will let them have the the Fortnite W. Like, look, there, it's the first place with 4 hours left. It's only 2,000 points. Like, maybe if I do some random bullshit offline, but you know, I'm gonna give this win to Dark Kirito. You know, the fucking name itself is pure aura, you know. It's Aura himself. But yeah, I hope you guys actually learned something, and uh tomorrow we'll continue with the weapon explanation, especially hawk weapons or normal type of weapons, right? Because there are an absolute huge amount of normal type weapons in the game, and I have some favorites in here, especially not Tactical Tommy. But yeah, I have some very good favorites. But yeah, I hope you actually learn a lot. I didn't know this stream would last 3 hours without me doing anything or fighting any bosses. But yeah, thank you for listening, and yeah, have a good one. Good luck with your grind as well. Peace.